Welcome to Scrum Masters Elite _UK. Sign up to explore lessons from sports and life.
The situation in the Six Nations final between France and England is a prime example. A decision was made, then overturned, and shortly afterward led to a scoring play. At first glance, one might easily argue over right and wrong. But when I thought more deeply, I realized that the issue wasn't a single decision, but the nature of the rules themselves, a framework that can never fully encompass every real-life scenario. Rules can be written clearly, but their application depends on people, context, and the referee's immediate judgment. This made me reflect a lot on the concept of fairness. Ideally, sports aim for absolute fairness. But reality shows that fairness isn't always a fixed state. It can fluctuate, influenced by perspective, interpretation, and unmeasurable factors. The advantage rule in rugby is a clear illustration. It was created to make the game continuous and exciting, yet it also leaves room for debate. I was particularly struck by the idea that tightening the advantage rule too much could make the game negative. This sounds paradoxical, but it makes perfect sense.
When players know that an advantage will quickly be nullified, they hesitate to take risks or be creative. They opt for the safe choice, stopping play and taking a penalty. This erodes rugby's core spirit, continuity, explosive action, and unexpected moments. Here, I saw a larger lesson not just for sports, but for life. If we try to control everything too rigidly, we may unintentionally stifle creativity and opportunity. Sometimes, embracing a little ambiguity is precisely what allows something special to emerge. But too much ambiguity leads to chaos and inconsistency. Balancing the two is an art, and that is exactly what referees face. Another thought that struck me was the inconsistency among referees. This is almost inevitable, since everyone has their own perception and experience. But the question is, does that inconsistency really cause harm? Or is it more important that each referee is consistent within their own game? The view that as long as a referee manages their match consistently, differences between referees aren't a major issue struck me as very practical. This made me reflect on personal life. Everyone has their own rules, standards, and ways of acting.
We cannot demand that everyone be the same. What matters more is that each person maintains consistency within themselves. Once you set principles, you need to follow them reliably. Consistency builds trust, even if it differs from others. Returning to rugby, I also felt the immense pressure referees face. In a few fleeting seconds, they must make decisions that can affect the outcome of a match, even a tournament. Then they face analysis and criticism from millions of people. This made me realize that judging from the outside is much easier than actually being in that moment. From a fan's perspective, I think we need more empathy. Sport isn't just about the players, it's about the coordination of many factors, including the referees. If we focus only on finding fault, we miss the beauty of the game. But that doesn't mean ignoring all problems. On the contrary, analysis and debate are necessary, as long as they are fair and informed.
Another aspect I found thought-provoking is the question, what truly counts as an advantage? Is advancing 20 meters enough? Or does it require a scoring opportunity? There is no absolute answer, and that makes the rules complex. At the same time, it reflects a reality. The value of a result depends on the goals of the person achieving it. In life, this is true as well. An opportunity may be an advantage for one person, but meaningless to another. What matters is understanding what you truly want. Otherwise, we may accept advantages that bring no real value. I drew several lessons for myself. First, not every problem has a clear answer. Some things are inherently ambiguous, and our task is not to eliminate ambiguity, but to learn how to live and make decisions under imperfect conditions. Second, consistency is more important than perfection. A decision may not be perfect, but if applied consistently, it can still create relative fairness.
Third, we must balance control and freedom, in sports and in life. For fans, I believe the greatest lesson is learning to view issues from multiple angles. Don't rush to conclusions based on a single moment. Understand the context, the rules, and the pressures on those involved. This way, we can be fairer in judgment and enjoy sport more fully. I think it is precisely the debates and imperfections that make sport vibrant. If everything were clear and perfectly precise, we might lose the discussions and intense emotions after a match. And perhaps, it is this imperfection that is an indispensable part of the beauty of sports and life alike.
Thank you for accompanying us. Remember that fairness and consistency are more important than absolute perfection.